Thank you for watching Snack and Learn, hosted by Pam Pryor.
Awesome.
And we're live. I was going to say we're late because I had to sign up for the special that we're not going to tell everybody about till the end of this video. But I had to get myself signed up for it, so that's why we're late. But we're not actually late. We're a minute early to our live. So what can I say? My old boss used to say, you're not late unless you're later than the person running the meeting, which he meant. Technically, what he meant was him. If you're after him, you're late. If you're before him, you're on time. So,
Love it.
well, welcome to, gosh, it's Thursday already, isn't it? Welcome to Thursday, everybody. We have a fun topic here today, and one that I'm really interested in because I did truly just sign up for Estelle's link. We have Estelle Winsett with us today, and she is a personal stylist, also an attorney, and a professional development director at a law firm. And she's been doing for a while personal styling for professional women because on top of legal stuff and professional development director, she loves fashion and showing us women in particular how to use style as a tool to really own our power and have more fun. So, and I like the way you say that because I know when I think I look good, whether I do or not, really doesn't matter. When I think I look good, I feel good and I present stronger. I come across more confidently. And so she works with businesswomen who are successful, but really ready to level it up and start looking like that seasoned professional that we really know we are inside. It helps them discover really their authentic style statement. So it's not like playing dress up. It's really getting, I'm guessing, into clothing and whatever you're doing, makeup, hair, that is comfortable for you and your image. Do I have that right?
You have it. And everyone is unique. So, I think that's where we get in a lot of trouble is we end up not liking our style because we just go with whatever is the closest store and then we just get it and it doesn't light us up. So,
or we find something that fits that we don't really like, but it fits. So like we trade off comfort for, actually looking like we ought to look, or not ought to look. That's the wrong way to talk about it. How we feel better looking. And I think that's why I kind of always sort of resisted this topic for myself, because I thought, you know what, I'm not a fashion plate. I'm never going to be a fashion plate. How do you work with somebody like me who basically says, yeah, I know it's important, but I'm always going to hate getting dressed up? What do you do with somebody like me that comes to you and says, all right, help me anyway, despite the fact that I'm going to be grumpy about it?
Well, first of all, like we were talking about earlier, I look at this as self-care. It's how you start your day. I feel like it's almost as important as meditation. I mean, you're getting your mindset right and you see yourself throughout the entire day when you're washing your hands in the bathroom, seeing your reflection in the mirror. And I think more than anything, the most important part is the message you send yourself. So yes, it's important. And we'll talk about the branding and, what you want to communicate to others who see you. But to me, it's not about fashion per se. It's about strength in feeling authentic. And that's what I help women with. It's like, okay, let's dive deep into we don't ever shop until we do a deep dive into, tell me about you. I help you find your natural style preferences. And a lot of times people say, well, I don't have a fashion gene or whatever. And I guarantee
I would say that I have no idea what my fashion style is.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you weren't someone like me who loves fashion and like literally since I was 9 have been consuming all of the stuff, there'd be no reason for you to know that. I mean, it's not anything we're taught in school. And so I think sometimes when you don't know it, you just want to say, okay, well, it's just not for me. But really, it's just you have someone kind of guide you, and so it's someone who loves it. And, people who are maybe resistant, like I can be your cheerleader because I love this. But it's so much more than the clothes. It really is about how the clothes make you feel and in showing up in your true authentic power. And that's what I can help people translate what they're wanting to look like into actual clothes. And then we also get into your body shape and finding clothes that are flattering. A lot of times people hate clothes because they have never had someone dress them in clothes that are most flattering for their body shape. And when they see that and they try something on, they're like, I look okay. It's like this light bulb moment. So
it changes everything when something it's interesting. I've been sitting here listening to you describe that. And word for word, I never would have thought that I would have made this connection on a call about fashion. But that is exactly what we do with numbers for people and accounting. They were never taught it in high school. They think they're going to hate it. They think they don't have the gene for it. And it just needs to be translated for them. And once it is, it's like, oh my God, look how powerful this is. And that you just kind of spoke to me in my own language about something that I'm resistant about in very similar way.
Yeah, it's a skill set, and some people have a natural skill set. Some have been trained, but it can be taught, and it can become something fun. Something that you think used to be a pain point can actually be fun. I mean, I love it when my clients are like, "Oh, this is not me," and I send them links to things, and they're like, "Oh, I love it," and it's fun.
Okay, that's your light up moment. Yep. So when you work with your clients, like, do they physically go shopping to a store once you get to that point? I know the shopping is like the last thing probably in your process, but do they go physically to a store? Do they order online? How does it work?
I do. Yeah. So all of my clients are virtual. And this was long before COVID. Memphis is not necessarily the hotbed of fashion. So
Gotcha.
I know that's hard for you to imagine, Pam, but really what I've learned and is that there's a world of brands out there, and someone like me who's been trained in it, I can find you so much better suited clothes online than just going to a local store, because you're really then just limited by the stores that are in your geography, and that may not be the best place for you. It may, but you can get things online, and it's a lot easier. You have things shipped to you. You don't have to stand in those awful lights in the dressing room. And the other thing that I love doing is, I've been trained on body shape, and I get my clients to give me their exact measurements. And so what's fun is when people get the clothes and they're like, it actually fit, like, because if you don't know what you're doing, right, like inevitably, like my clients come to me because they have had a horrible experience shopping online. They go and they just order a bunch of stuff and they send 90% of it back because it doesn't work. And so that's a very frustrating experience.
It is.
But when you have someone who knows how to dress your shape, knows your measurements, each brand has a different sizing, metric, they're not uniform. So I tell my clients, okay, in this brand, order this size, in this brand, order that size. And sometimes I may recommend that you order 2 sizes if you're in between, knowing that you'll send one back. But that's what makes it fun, is that you're not just throwing spaghetti at the wall and hoping it'll stick.
Which is exactly how I shop. I mean, exactly how I shop. And I hate it because it's either like, oh, good, it fits close enough, I'll keep it. And then it stays in my closet and I never really like it. Or, oh my God, it's crazy. And it goes in that pile that I have to remember to then repack. And they make returns so easy now that I can't even really gripe about it. But it's like, failed again. And then you wait to get to it again, because it's like, all right, that didn't work. Why is it going to work next time? And I really don't want to pull the tape measure out every 5 minutes to look at everybody's different sizing charts and all of those things. So the fact that you can make that fun instead of something to dread is just awesome. Now, I want to unpack something here, because you mentioned the word brand. How do you bring that into this?
So when I work with a variety of women, a lot of them are women entrepreneurs. And so a lot of them have their own businesses. And so we talk about, what is the message you're trying to send? Who are the people you work with? How do you want them to feel when they see you? What are the words that are important to you? Is it relatable? Is it professional? Is it fun? What is it? Like, what is the vibe that represents you, that you want others to feel when they visually see you? And so that's what I mean by branding, is really getting those words and getting clear on the vibe and the energy you want others to feel. And then I can translate that into clothes. So we start there. And then, I also can help people. As I was telling you earlier, I've been trained as a color analyst. And so I also can tell people their colors, and then they can give that to their brand guide if they have a branding person, so that the colors also
it does
match.
Overlap with the actual marketing brand that way. Yeah. Okay.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. And I've also worked with, I've had clients who have worked with a branding agency who maybe they're doing photographs or maybe they're doing videos. And the branding agency has a vision for these videos. For example, like one of my clients had 4 different marketing videos she wanted to do. but what they sent her to wear was not her at all. And so I got the colors from her brand, and then I found clothes that matched her personality, that felt like her, but were also in her brand. So I could do it either way. I can
Got it.
help you decide the right colors, or at least give your branding agency, try from this palette, because you want to wear your colors in
Yep.
your website photos, if at all
Yep.
possible. So you want it to be something that lights your skin up and makes you look your best.
I love that. And like it's funny because I've often been told, hey, gosh, you look good in red. Red's your color. I'm very interested to know. So, like I said, if I didn't mention, I have signed up for the spring cleaning, and I was one of the early signups. So I also get some color recommendations. But so I had said, I don't know if you can see my logo here up in the corner. It's this green color because I had started out with red as the color because I like red. I always have, and I just do. And so everybody said you can't be in accounting and use red as your color. And so for a couple of years, I kind of listened to that, and I thought I've got to change my logo. I got to change my colors. They need to be green. They need to blah. And then all of a sudden, I'm working with these folks now on my website, and they're like, "Well, what colors do you really like?" I said, "I like red, and I miss it." And I said, "And I don't like tiptoe into a room. I either trip into a room or I come barreling into that room in full command.
And that's your personality.
I'm falling flat in my face and you're laughing, or I'm powering what may in and you're going, holy cow, that was brilliant. So let's be red. So we're getting the whole thing redone. And color really does affect our confidence level. I talk differently when I'm in red, I realized.
You totally do. Because here's the thing, when you have confidence and you're standing in your power and you look your best, then you're less worried. You're not fidgeting in what you have on. You're not like second guessing, okay, did I choose the right outfit? Or then you can just focus and be in your zone of genius. You don't have to worry about what you're wearing and what you look like, because it's on point and you know that you look the part. And you made a good point. You mentioned earlier, people tell you look good in red. A lot of times, if there's a color you like, it's probably one of your colors. I mean, that's kind of, yeah.
You have a gut feel for it, probably.
Yep. Okay. And if people compliment you a lot in a particular color, then you can guess that's probably a good color for you. And if there are colors that you don't like, those are probably the ones that are hanging in your closet, being unworn, that are, taking up precious real estate.
Yeah. So. And the thing that's so important about this for everybody in this group, for anybody that's listening, whether it's live or on replay, one of the things that I'm always harping on is pricing and when you sell, how you come across. And we know we're not getting on the phone. We know you're not in this group if you're getting on the phone being a hard seller and you're just trying to sell anything you can for any amount of money. We're all in this group trying to make a difference with what we do, and we're not going to even talk to somebody who doesn't need what we do or want what we do. And if you're showing up not feeling good in what you're wearing, how you're looking, like my hair today is a disaster. If I had a sales call today, I'd be a wreck. I'd be constantly worrying. You can see me pitch. I'm like, this is insane. But the clothing as well, like pricing is so important for us. And I see women in particular, but a lot of people going, number one, what should our price be? But once you come up with that, this is the value I'm providing. If you don't look and feel right on that phone call, on that Zoom call, it comes across and you're not going to sell. So this is directly related to your ability to be an effective entrepreneur. And I really, really want to point that out, because whether you end up, you work with Estelle or not, no one understands what you look good in. And especially in this COVID world, when it's so easy, and I am guilty. So this is a lecture to me as much as it is to anybody else. You just roll out of bed in the pajamas. You've seen me. I do these sometimes in a sweatshirt. I feel differently when I'm sitting here in a sweatshirt, or when I've got stuff, pulled stuff out of the closet, actually, put pants on instead of pajama bottoms.
Right. Yep.
And if anything else we've learned in COVID, I think that it's really important for us. You're not doing this for anybody else. You're doing it so you feel better, not so that somebody thinks I look good. It's not about, it's such a subtlety, right? It's not about how they think you look. It's how you think you look.
Right. Exactly. And like you're saying, it's like this intangible, like if you're in this consult call or you're trying to sell something and you're not feeling 100% confident, like the person can't put their finger on it, but there's some kind of a vibe. and they're like,
Yep.
I don't know why, but I'm not going to do this. And so
Yep.
you're right.
I pick it up from people. I can pick it up from people when they're not like really standing in their strength. You really can.
Yeah.
And it's something that I challenge everybody just kind of as a little exercise here over the next week. See how you feel when you present, whether you're just on a Zoom call, whether you're doing a live, whether you're doing a vlog, whether you're just, even if you're not physically being seen. One of the things I had an ex-boss used to tell me, he put mirrors on everybody's desk. And he said, when you're on the phone, be looking in the mirror and be smiling.
Love it.
Because if you're smiling and you can see yourself in the mirror smiling, that person on the other end of the phone is going to pick it up. Well, now with Zoom, it's even more so. But I just love that. How do you message this to, so this is one of those things that people don't know they can feel so much better about. Like, it's so ingrained in us that we either suck at it or it doesn't matter, or I know what I should be wearing. How do you message to us? Get us to listen.
Yeah. Well, I think it is about hearing other people's stories, seeing other people's transformation that may have said, yeah, I didn't really think I needed this, and boy, was I wrong. And let me just tell you how things have changed. Or, and just realizing that what you wear is the biggest form of nonverbal communication. It is part of your brand.
Ooh.
And so it's something to think about. I always tell people, you can't opt out of this,
I love it.
You send the message either way, and why not control the message and have some fun along the way, So I think that's the other thing, is to realize that whether you want to address it or not, you are sending a message. And so why not control it when you can?
Because it can be controlled.
Absolutely. And that's the beautiful thing about it.
I love it.
And I also try to tell people that it's about so much more than the physical clothes themselves. This is about how you feel. And another thing I try to remind people too is, like, if your style hasn't changed while your career has progressed, then there's a disconnect. So your style has to evolve as you do.
Great point. And
that's another thing people can feel on a call. Like, if you're dressing like an entry-level person and you're a supervisor or you're a business owner, you may not be taking this seriously.
People can pick it up. People can absolutely pick it up. And I just remember this was interesting because I'm a person who likes sweatpants and a sweatshirt, jeans and a t-shirt kind of thing. Yeah. And when I was in corporate, of course, we had business dress, and then it turned to business casual, and then eventually to jeans and all of that. It became permissible. It became okay. And I remember thinking it shouldn't matter what I'm wearing, and getting very self-righteous about it. And then at some point, I think my EQ kicked in, and I said, it shouldn't, but it does. And not that it does because of how other people perceive what I look like, but because other people pick up how I'm thinking about myself.
Yes.
And it doesn't even 100%. Mean conforming to a dress code, but it means, I'm kind of picking up from you, it means matching your style to what makes you feel like what you're representing as.
Right. Because if you're wearing something and it doesn't feel like you, it's almost like that imposter syndrome, right? Where you're not comfortable because it's not you. And that's a vibe that you give off. But if you think about it too, here's another thing to think about, because I have heard that, it shouldn't matter. And, like I told you, my background's the law, and it's like, I should be taken seriously for my brains. And I totally understand that. Right. But if you think about it, like, if someone were coming to you, or you're going to hire someone, and they came in and they were disheveled, or their stuff was wrinkled, or they had a coffee stain, I mean, are you gonna be thinking, do they take care of their affairs? Like, are they gonna take care of me? Right. And I know that's an extreme example, but you do the same thing, because how someone projects themselves shows you more about, like, are they organized? Are they gonna be able to take care of me?
Especially if that's what they're gonna be working on. Right. Yeah, that's exactly right.
Right.
And that's a great point. And I found it much more in corporate America too. What's interesting in corporate, so I worked for a truck company for a while. So
wow.
I literally would go from under the hood of a truck with a depot owner showing me how something worked to the boardroom in the afternoon. And I would need to change clothes, because you need to be aware that you're you're sending a message. You really are sending a message about who you are in that moment. And it doesn't mean you're two-faced. It means you're
No.
trying to make other people comfortable as well, I think.
Yep. And can I talk about something else real quick that just came up when you were talking earlier? And that is, I think it's a myth that in order to be professional, you have to be uncomfortable. Because there's so many types of clothes now that are professional but are comfortable. Like there's I mean, if I preach about ponte knit, it's like a fabric, but it feels like pajamas, but it doesn't wrinkle, and it's comfortable. And so you don't have to sacrifice comfort to look professional.
Wow.
And when you have someone who knows how to find those pieces for you, you know, right now, one of the biggest trends is like pull-up pants. I mean, you can't get more comfortable than that. I mean, no buttons, no zippers, but it looks like pants and it looks good. So you just need to know someone who knows how to find that for you. You don't have to sacrifice comfort.
I love it. Oh, what a gift. All right. So currently, because it's my show, I get to talk about this. I am staring at a closet that is just a disaster. Now, I had it cleaned out. Not 3 years ago, I had somebody come help me clean it out. And you are getting ready. You are offering right now a spring cleanse and a spring closet cleanse challenge. That's a lot.
It's a mouthful.
It's a mouthful. It's the two clus together. And it's running from March 21st to 27th. And I've got the link here, which I'll also copy into the chat or into the comments so that people can just click on it right there. Whether you're here live or on replay, let us know. But this sounds like fun. So I've got a pile of stuff in the closet. It's way overstuffed. It's bad for the environment that I have all of this stuff, that I bought all of this stuff. Somebody, a very dear friend of mine, is working on a whole social justice and environmental master's degree program, actually. And they were talking about how much it costs to do and create clothes in both a environmentally and economically and humane way. And it costs like, let's just say it's a $200 t-shirt would have to be priced at $200. And somebody I was having breakfast with said to me, hey, you know, I'm thinking about my drawer of t-shirts and I probably have 40 of them and I probably wear 5. How about we all buy 5 t-shirts, pay the $200 and get rid of the rest? So this is something that can and should be sustainable, part of sustainability. So I really like this spring closet cleanse for a couple reasons. One, there's going to be a clothes that go to people who need them. But 2, it's going to get me to rethink how I buy clothes.
Yeah. Well, and you hit on another good point, and that is that we typically wear 20% of our closet, and that was pre-COVID. It's probably closer to 10% now.
Yeah, probably true.
And the thing that's great about doing a closet cleanse is there are some gems in there that you can't find and you've forgotten about. And so it's almost like you get a new closet without having to go shopping again. You know?
Amen.
So.
Amen. I am really looking forward to it. I hope some people join me on this. We could have a blast doing this.
So fun.
I can't wait to kind of see how this all goes, because it'll be a ton of fun. So if you've got a closet that's overflowing with clothes, or a closet that just doesn't have stuff that you want to wear anymore, or not enough stuff in your closet, or anything, if you don't walk in or look at your closet, and maybe it's not a closet, maybe you have a rack out on a floor somewhere, which is also fine. But if where you go to pick your clothes doesn't make you happy, this sounds like the kind of thing that would be a blast, and we'll all do it together. So glad you're doing this. I can't wait. I think it's going to be a blast. Anything else you want to tell folks about it?
Yeah, I think that important part too is it is fun, and I break it down into really easy steps so it doesn't feel so overwhelming. And we're gonna have fun. It's gonna be like, okay, you know, there'll be prizes. People can post pictures of like the oldest thing they have hanging in their closet, or you know, the funniest thing they found. You know, it's fun, and it's the kind of thing that you'll tell yourself, oh, I'll do it later, but later often never comes. And
we
so
will
like when
never ever do it later.
So when you sign up, you have the accountability, you've got a group of just women who are fun and hilarious, and it just makes it so much fun.
I can't wait. I'm going to tag a bunch of people in this post because if I can talk some people into joining me, we're also actually having a live meetup here in the Jersey, Pennsylvania area on Sunday. So I'm going to corral Jen and Sarah
Fun.
into doing this as well. But I
Yes.
can't wait. Now, so folks, listen, whether you're watching live or on replay, drop any questions you have about this in here. I know I had a lot of questions around color. And I luckily, because I signed up early here, I'm going to be able to get a color. I don't know what you would call it, a color consultation or a recommendation. But
Yes.
any questions you've got about fashion on camera, fashion in person. I mean, I could come up with 1,000 questions just sitting here right now, and I'll probably drop some of them in here. But feel free to drop them in, and we will definitely tag you to get us the answers on it.
Yeah, absolutely. So what you were mentioning about the color, so I have this fast acting bonus. So if people sign up by this Sunday at midnight, so that's March 13th, then they get a mini online color analysis. And what that means is you send me photos and I'll tell you exactly how to take them. And then I will analyze what your color code is. And then I send you virtual digital swatches. And so you can put it on an app on your phone and it'll just show you all of your colors, which like
Wow.
for me, so if you're going shopping, you can see, okay, is that one of my colors? Is that
Oh my
one?
gosh.
Yeah. And so it just makes shopping easy. Like, you know, if you're trying to decide between, like I was trying to decide between 2 blazers the other day and I pulled out my colors. I'm like, nope, I need the teal one, not the burnt orange. You know, it's just little things like that. And it's just, and I don't think you have to only buy things in your colors, but anything that you have close to your face, it's just going to make you look better. So why
I
not?
love that. My dogs are going crazy now, of course, because I didn't
They
want to
want their
stop
colors.
talking to you. But my teammate just arrived at the house, so they're going
Oh.
nuts to greet him. But anything else, any other like little tip you could give any one of us to take or do? Tomorrow's Friday. What can we do on Friday to help ourselves feel better about how we present with clothing, with anything related to fashion? What's just a little action we could take besides signing up for the cleanse?
Yeah, if you're working remotely, dress as if you're going to be seeing someone. Wear regular pants, wear shoes, maybe put on some earrings and see how you feel. See if it
Love it.
changes how you feel on the Zoom call.
Awesome. Let's do that tomorrow on Friday, everybody. That sounds blast. And I really hope I see some of you on for the spring closet cleanse from the 21st to the 27th. That's going to be a blast. The more of us that are in there, the more fun it's going to be. And then we
Totally.
can all share our stories when it's over. And there's my
Yes.
great crew saying, have a great Thursday, everybody.
Thank you so much for having
Thank
me.
you so much for jumping on, Estelle. It's been so helpful.
Awesome.